Okay, hi guys. Welcome to 2026. Happy New Year. Now, for this episode, I wanted to kind of address like New Year's resolutions for the first time. I've never done that in previous years, mostly because I don't really make New Year's resolutions and I definitely don't follow through with them. But this year, I saw an idea on TikTok, which was like making punch cards. And I thought it would be really fun to try it. Just as like a cute little crafty thing, but also because I think a lot of my New Year's resolutions are about habit building. And I feel like this might just create a good system to build new habits. I think that's like something that's very easy to say you want to do, but very difficult to follow through on. So if you're listening, this might be a little bit harder to understand because I will be showing the punch cards on screen. But basically, you put something you want to do more of in the middle. So this one says floss. I'm really bad at flossing, and I have fake teeth. I don't know if people know this. You know what? I'm getting off topic. I want to floss more, right? And then you create like a number of icons. So for this one, this is one of the last ones I made. I was getting really lazy. I just put like little squigglies. But every time I think this is by week. Every time I floss every day for a week, I get to punch one of these out. I bought these little hole punchers that make like heart and star shapes. So there's just something about the physicality of punching a hole. It's like physically checking something off a checklist. And then once you punch all the cards, you get a reward. It's kind of like a coffee shop punch card where you get like a free drink once you punch all your drinks. The reward for this is sour candy. I know that's a little bit like counterintuitive. It's like you're practicing dental hygiene to eat candy, but it's one pack of candy for 8 weeks of flossing. So I actually think that that is a pretty fair reward. And so I thought it would be fun to just go through all the cards that I made. I made 14. I actually had some other punch card ideas in my notes app. Maybe I'll go through those too. But honestly, making these cards kind of takes a while and I was getting really over it. So I just kept it at these 14. These are the ones that are like most important to me. And I thought it'd be fun to just like talk about habits I'm trying to build, how I've struggled with them in the past or like failed to build them in the past, because most of these things are like not at all new ideas or new things that I want to do to improve my life. So yeah, the first one I mentioned is flossing. Oh yeah, the examples I saw were mostly like just using hand drawing and coloring and markers, but my friends and I thought it'd be kind of fun to combine it with vision boarding, which we've done in the past, and do more of like a collage. This also means that they take way longer to make, so that's my caveat, but it does make it like more visually stimulating, and I really can't draw, so this was helpful to avoid the drawing thing. But yeah, I picked this random sheet, but I feel like it is kind of giving like dental can't talk. Dental hygienist aesthetic. Something about like the pastels and like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like dentists' offices have like a certain vibe to them. And I really got lazy with just drawing the squiggles. I do have 2 fake teeth, like I was starting to tell you about earlier. I just was missing 2 adult teeth. Like, you know, when your baby tooth falls out and there's a tooth waiting to come out, there just wasn't anything up there. And apparently it's not like super uncommon, although I haven't really met anyone else who had that. So like when I got my x-ray as a child, they were like, oh yeah, when her baby tooth falls out, we're gonna have to leave that hole open so that she can get implants when she's 18. And basically what they do is like you go under full anesthesia and they like put like a screw in your gum. So when I wake up from surgery, there's legit like just like a screw going straight up vertically out of my gum, and then you like screw a little fake tooth on top of it. But what that means is that like the edges of my tooth are not flush to my gums the way that like a normal tooth is, and so food can literally get stuck not just between your teeth but like under your tooth. So I think it's even more important for me to floss than a normal person, because like my mouth is really just like a trap for gunk. Okay, I don't know why I started off with this one. It's like really random and kind of gross. But yeah, I really need to floss more. And it's not even that I don't enjoy flossing. I actually really do enjoy it. And what's been really helping me is just keeping floss at my desk. I usually am working right up until the time that I sleep. And so when I'm like watching my TV show or like going through emails or something, I'll just like give myself like flossing time. Like I'll watch one YouTube video and floss, and that has made it a lot easier than like standing in the bathroom and doing it. For some reason, when I'm in the bathroom, I'm just like too lazy to do everything besides like brush my teeth and wash my makeup off. I feel like with a lot of these habits, it's easier to build them into my like screen time, which I mean, it's not really a very good indicator for my screen time issue, but this generation is used to doing stuff while watching something and just consuming 12 types of content and frying our dopamine receptors. Okay, I've accepted that. The next one I have is Pinterest DIYs. So for this one, I cut out this little collage thing of someone like drawing. And then for the icons, I just drew little pins. They're not looking so good. Like you can kind of see this is why I was avoiding the drawing. But I actually already have 2 holes punched out of this one. You can see that I use like the heart puncher for these. So I have just been like so criminally addicted to Pinterest recently, and it's very tragic timing because you just got acquired by OpenAI, so it's going to be all AI slop soon. So now I'm like overusing Pinterest because I'm like, oh, my days of good Pinterest are numbered. But yeah, I've just been really, really obsessed. And I save a lot of DIYs that I want to do, but I really struggle to make time for them. At all times that I have free time, I kind of should be crocheting or knitting because that's my job. And as much as I love crocheting and knitting, I think it has really like compromised the amount of time I commit to like all the other creative things I like to do. Like I used to cross stitch, embroider, bead, sewing, and I know you guys are going to respond and be like, we want to see videos about that too. And I know that, but I think like I just haven't really thought through what the video format would look like for other crafts. Like for example, like sewing, it's not something you like do just passively throughout your life. With like a crochet knitting vlog, it's very easy for me to like show you my life and I'm just like crocheting here and there. But sewing, it's like I'm sitting down at my desk and I'm like going at it for 5 hours, and I don't really know how to take you guys along for that process. / I really hit flow state, so like I don't really want to like film or be talking to a camera. And then like with like beading, it's like a weirdly fast process. So I feel like to make a full video, I'd have to like compile a lot of different beading sessions, which I guess I could do. Those are usually with my friends and we're like playing music. Like it's just like, I think a lot of the other crafting I do is like in a much more social setting. And so it's hard for me to like figure out what the video format would look like. I do think I'm going to try and make like short form content out of it just because I want to like share the Pinterest DIYs I've recreated and like give people ideas for it. But yeah, the making the punch cards actually counted as 1 punch for this. And also I guess I get 3 punches. Oh no, I did 2 punches. I bought a bunch of buttons and I did like a button day. We made like button hair clips, button bracelets. I'm wearing one right now, but I actually want to have another button day because there are some more button DIYs I haven't done yet, but I counted that as 1. And then I did do some beading, but I made 1.5 projects, so I'm not allowing myself to do another punch for that until I finish the project that I didn't finish. I actually have a Milanote board. I guess I could link it down below if you guys are interested. That maps out like all the Pinterest DIYs I want to recreate, because my pinning is so out of control that I need like another layer of organization on top of that, where I like actually kind of demarcate exactly which DIYs I want to do, because that just makes it easier for me to say like, okay, these are the supplies I'm missing. I have to buy these things. The same way I do for like my crochet knitting projects on Milanote. Next one is art exhibits. Okay, well, I created these little rectangles that had stars inside them, but I've noticed now that we've lost 2 of those stars. Our glue stick was a bit aged and it wasn't really operating at full capacity. So I will have to replace those stars. But I made these stars with the star hole punch. So the idea is that like I can punch through these stars once I, actually go to an exhibit. And this is not like something that I think I've made a big goal in the past, but I am very bad at taking advantage of like all the museums in New York. There's also all those free galleries in like the Chelsea area. Like gallery hopping in that neighborhood is one of my favorite things to do because they always have beautiful exhibits. They're all free and they're like all within the same few blocks. So it's super conducive for like really cold weather like this, where you mostly want to be inside. And I don't think they're actually actively monitoring. They're probably just seeing it on like TikTok and stuff. But I feel like my friends are better at knowing when like cool exhibits are happening at museums and trying to go and see them before they're gone. For example, this weekend I'm going to the Ruth Asawa exhibit at MoMA with my friends, assuming that the snowstorm doesn't go to ham. And she has so much cool art, like really cool sculptures and more kind of like fiber arts adjacent stuff that I really, really want to see. And I just want to be like a little bit more intentional about, like checking the websites, seeing what's on there and going, because with those museums, it's not like one of those like, oh, I've been one time and now I can check it off my list. Like they're always rotating the stuff. So it makes sense to go multiple times a year if you just pay attention to what's showing. Oh, and for this, if I go to 8 exhibits, I get to buy something from the museum gift shop. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make moves on this one just because, I don't know, the stuff is kind of overpriced and it's like cute, but how much of it is stuff I really need? Maybe buying something from the MoMA Design store in Soho. Although they're like renovating that, so I don't know if they've reopened it. I just generally really struggled with the rewards for this because there aren't a lot of things that bring me a lot of joy that I deprive myself of. Like anything that really makes me that happy, like I'm gonna do. And I kept asking my roommate, I'm like, what do I love? Like what motivates me? And she's like, all you want to do is sit at home and watch TV and knit. And I'm like, that's so true. I don't freaking want anything else. Anyway, okay, next we have alterations. This was also one of the later cards I did, and I really wish that I had been a little bit more intentional with this, because I can't talk, guys, because you can see I drew and cut out like little garments, and it would have been so cute if I glued them hanging on a little clothing line, but instead I just have this random ass floral background. They're just like glued there, and I'm gonna punch the little pieces of clothing out when I'm done. I brought my sewing machine to New York. Oh my gosh, it was literally when I was living in my last apartment. So it's definitely been like almost 2 years and I have not used it a single time. And I do want to get back to thrift flipping, but before I even get to that, I just have a lot of alterations I need to do, like a lot of pants that I need to hem. I have a few dresses that like I need to bring in at the waist because I have a lot of dresses that are like supposed to be form fitting, but they're like really tight on my hips and less tight on my waist. And they're honestly like pretty fast alterations, but I need to like set aside the time to do it. Honestly, I don't even know if this makes sense to put on a punch card because I probably will just churn all of these out in one session, but I really, really need to get through those because it's just like stupid having like pieces in your closet that you want to wear that you can't wear or that you do wear and then get freaking dirt and mud all over the bottom because they're just objectively way too long for you. So how many do I have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 on here because I don't actually know how many pieces I need to alter. I feel like one of these things might have fallen off. And the reward is going to the underground yarn store. I keep seeing TikToks about this underground yarn store in Manhattan, but I'm not letting myself go because I'm on a yarn shopping ban and I really don't need more yarn. But once I get through my alterations, I'm going to allow myself to go because I really do want to check it out. And a lot of people have been sending it to me and being like, you should make a vlog going. So I've seen your messages. It's on my list. Next, we have wearing my contacts. This one might not make sense to a lot of you, but this is actually the very first card I made. So I like drew this border because this was back when I thought I was going to be drawing my punch cards. And then I tried to draw an eye and that shit was so ugly. So then I like cut these little eye shapes out of the zine and like added eyelashes on them. I actually think it's very creepy looking, but whatever. So I get to do a hole punch every time I wear my contacts, at least 4 times a week. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 weeks. Okay, I should have made that 8. I feel like I just wanted to fill the empty space on the card. That's kind of hard. But I wear night contacts / hard lenses / gas permeable lenses. And I thought these were like a pretty commonly known thing because it was very common like among the families and the kids when I grew up, but a lot of people don't seem to know about them. They only know about like your normal like soft contact lenses. Basically, these, you wear them at night and like when you get nearsighted, it's because your eyeball's getting kind of like squished this way. And so it like presses against your eye to like reform your eye to kind of correct your vision. I got these when I was in like, I don't know, like 4th or 5th grade. And they're good, A, because you don't have to wear anything during the day, and because they're supposed to help prevent your prescription from getting worse because your vision's like being corrected every day. But the thing is, my prescription is not that bad. Like the last time I got it tested, it was like, I think like 1.25 and like 1.5 in the other eye. I can drive without them. The only time it really comes up is like if I'm in a classroom setting and like I have to read stuff that's really far away, or if like I'm like at a cafe and the menu's kind of far away. But it's very much one of those things where like I can live just fine without having 20/20 vision. And so I've been really bad about wearing them, but I do think because I haven't been wearing them, and I've just been wearing my glasses instead, like my prescription is getting worse. And obviously I do have a kind of crazy screen time given my job is social media. So I really want to get better about wearing them because I don't want my vision to get worse when it's like totally preventable. Like that feels so silly. The reason I don't wear them, honestly, the biggest reason, it's not because like I think putting them on is annoying. It's because when I wake up in the morning, my eyes are just kind of like more dry and like crusted over. That sounds really disgusting. But you know, when you get like eye crusties in the morning, I feel like I have way more when I wear my contacts. And this is also really bad. But the way I wake myself up is like by going on my phone and kind of just like blasting my face with some blue light, you know, and scrolling on TikTok to get my brain going. But because like my eyes are kind of like fucked up in the morning, I can't really see. And then it just makes it so much easier for me to like go back to sleep. Oh my God. This video is just like me like exposing myself being a loser. But yeah, that's kind of a big reason I don't wear them. But I really do want to get in the habit of it. And I do think this is very much just a habit building thing. Like I have like a very kind of full nighttime routine. I do all my skincare. I brush my teeth and like, you know, I do my red light therapy mask before I go to bed. I take my vitamins. I'm very good about having an evening routine. I just need to actually add this to my routine and get over this mental block of it like being an annoying extra step because it's really not that bad. The reward for this is getting new prescription glasses. My favorite eyewear brand, I have a bunch of their sunglasses called Jimmy Fairley. I think they're a UK brand, but they just opened a store in Soho. I went before the holidays and got a new pair of sunglasses that I wore in Cancun and that I'm freaking obsessed with. And they, I think by now actually have their like optometrist there open. They won't match for my glasses unless I have a prescription from the last, I don't remember how many months. I don't have a recent prescription, so I need to go back in and get a new prescription, and then I can get a new pair of prescription glasses. I tried on a ton at the store that I really, really loved that are like more funky styles, so I think that'll be a really good reward. I also don't want to get my new prescription until I've worn my contacts more consistently, so that one is just kind of common sense. Next, we have recreating Pinterest outfits. This one's kind of funny. I don't know, in the zine, they had all these little guys on shelf platform things, so I just cut them out. Only 8 on this one, but I have, similar to the DIYs, been going crazy saving things on Pinterest. And the thing about like Pinterest outfits is I save them because they're cool layering ideas, and they're outfits that I'm not just gonna like organically come up with. It's like wearing, you know, like a slip dress under a sweater over jeans, like stuff like that, where like I feel like I do have to set aside time and like consciously try this outfit combo. And oftentimes you try it with your pieces and it doesn't actually work. Like you kind of have to play around with it. I actually did this the other day and came up with a few outfits that I do want to get around to wearing. But I think like it's, I don't know. This is like a more general thing that I've been kind of complaining about, but I feel like I only wear cool outfits for social media, and I've completely lost the art of dressing cool for real life. Like I have so much cool clothing and so many cool outfits I haven't worn, but in my mind, I only put in the mental effort to come up with a cool outfit if I'm meeting up with Emily to take photos. If I'm just like singing my friends, I just throw on like whatever, or like wear the exact same thing I wore the last weekend. And I feel like if you really love fashion, you should like love wearing an outfit even if it doesn't have like a particular audience, or it's, you know, not for work in my case. And so that's another thing that I kind of want to work on. But yeah, for this, I just want to put more intentional effort into coming up with cool outfits. I think like looking good and put together is fairly easy for me. I don't think it requires a lot of, you know, mental effort, but I think putting together like a really cool, interesting outfit definitely does not come naturally to me. And I kind of want to force myself to do that more often. I also made a Milanote board. Okay, I'm proving to you guys that yes, Milanote sponsors my videos, but I genuinely am like unsponsored, obsessed with them. I also made a Milanote board, kind of organizing a bunch of the outfits that I've saved on Pinterest into different ideas. So like one of them is like, oh, layering like a cool flannel or like a cool long sleeve under a baggy t-shirt. Another one is like using a silk scarf to like cinch your waist in a kind of like hip scarf way. Organizing those outfits into different ideas makes it a lot easier for me to execute on them. So I don't have that many ideas saved. I think it is only around 8. So once I do all 8 of them, I'm allowed to go thrifting. There are a few things that I like specifically want for my closet. Like I want some colorful skinny belts, and I want like another good kind of like oversized long-ish sweater. But when I enter a thrift store, it's like demons possess me and I go a little bit crazy, and that's why I don't normally thrift, because I do think I have a habit of like buying things that I don't need and that I won't wear that often. So I'm not allowed to go thrifting until I've done these outfits, because I think styling these outfits will also better help me figure out the real holes in my closet and the things I actually need. I want to stop thrifting in a like, oh, this is cute and it's pretty cheap, so let me just buy it kind of way. I think that's what I did growing up, because like I didn't have a lot of money, so if I did find anything cute at the thrift store, I was like, I might as well get it. But at this point, I have plenty of clothing, so I want to be more intentional with my purchases. Okay, next one. Wow, this is like one of the last ones I made, and aesthetically, we're really suffering here. But it says go to gym 2+ times a week, and I have 8 punches for this. This one's gonna be really hard for me to do, because I feel like I'm very good about going to the gym 1 time a week, decent about going 2 times a week, but I like never go more than 2 times a week. So maybe I should have just, oh wait, it's 2+ times a week. Does that mean 2 or more than 2? I think I meant more than 2, but what if I made it 2 or more? I don't know. Is that too easy? I just, I genuinely like don't not enjoy going to the gym. I actually do enjoy it. But it really does feel like a time suck for me. I've like talked about this, like with this job, I'm just like always behind on work, and work is never done. And I never like carve out time for myself because the work is never done. And so there's never this idea of like, okay, I finished work, now I have time to go to the gym. Like every time I go to the gym, that is like evening hours that I could spend like editing, like getting through work. And so that's where I really struggle. It's not because I'm like feeling lazy or like, I mean, that definitely happens sometimes where I'm just like, it's cold outside, I don't want to move, I'm on the couch. But I would say, honestly, it's more of like a time management thing and a prioritization thing of like, if I do go and then I come home and then I shower and then I do like a bit of a post-shower rot, that is like quite a bit of time lost. My gym sessions also aren't like super, super fast like some people's are. I'd say like all in with the shower and like walking there, because it's like 10 minutes away and everything, it's definitely ends up being like 2 to 3 hours. So I think that's also part of the problem. I think some people are like in and out under an hour. They're also like men. So like, you know, washing your hair and stuff is like not as much of a thing. That's another thing, the hair washing. I only like to wash my hair like 1 to 2 times a week. I have really dry hair, but I'm not one of those people who can get away with working out and just like using dry shampoo. Like I sweat so easily. And after I sweat, my scalp just feels disgusting. And sometimes I say I'll just do like a hair rinse and I just always end up washing it because I'm like, what is the point? My hair is gross. So sorry, I just like named a million reasons I don't go to the gym, but I do think like it's all about priorities when it comes to your time. And if I get in the habit of going 2 to 3 times a week, I will manage to adjust to still like getting the same amount of work done. I also think the more often I go, the faster I can be about it. I don't know. I need to like be more intentional about like my post gym time too. Like yesterday I got back from the gym and then I showered, then I was lying in bed and then I just ended up scrolling forever. I do feel like sometimes more of the time suck isn't even going to the gym. It's like my post shower rotting. Like outside of the gym, showering for me is like an everything shower, like self-care kind of moment. But I feel like a post gym shower needs to just kind of be like, do it and move on with your life. And I'm not really in the habit of that. I don't think it makes sense for me to be paying for my gym membership if I'm barely going. You know, at that point, it would make more sense to just like have class pass and do like 1 workout class a week. So I just want to get better about it. And it's really not about like my physique either. I get asked about my workout routine. Like my body is not a result of working out. That's just kind of how I look generally. For me, it's really about like mental health. And also as I'm getting older, like I do think building bone density, building muscle is like really important. Even like now, I know I'm like 28 and it sounds dramatic, but like I feel like if I don't move for a few days, I genuinely feel my body like deteriorating. So like being active, especially in like the winter, is just important, because I think in the summer I very easily walk like 4 to 5 miles a day just existing in the city, but that's definitely not happening when it's like sub-freezing outside. And so my reward for this is going to the spa. I freaking love going to the spa. I don't know where yet. I would love to go to King Spa again, but I also haven't been to World Spa, haven't been to Sojo. They're all like so fucking expensive, but I feel like 8 weeks of going to the gym more than 2 times a week, I totally deserve that. Okay, next card is new movies. This one actually turned out kind of cool. They had these little like, what are these? But I cut them out to be my little punches for this, and you can see I used the star puncher, and I already punched out 2 for this one. This is kind of like the art exhibit one. It's not something that's like inherently hard or difficult to do. Like watching movies is fun, but I'm definitely more of like a TV watcher. I'm really bad at watching new releases in theater. I legit think every time I've gone to the theater to watch a movie besides like Wicked, it's because my friends have been like, do you want to go? And I go with them. I never initiate it. And I mean, I do think it's because like I don't enjoy the theaters and the movie as much as other people, but I think like film is a very different like creative medium than TV, and it is like worth watching more movies. I also think I'm a little bit too escapist with the content I watch. Watching films about real shit that make you feel real things is still important. And I don't know, I just feel like my friends have like a vocabulary for like X director and like his style and his movies, and like I legit don't know anyone besides like Greta Gerwig. Love myself a white woman, I guess, but like all the men famous directors, I like don't know who they are and what they did. And it would just be nice to have like more of a vocabulary for that. So it isn't technically for only theatrical releases. I think that's like a big focus of it, but it's like intentionally watching movies that I've been saying I want to watch. I do have a lot of movies that I haven't watched because I'm bad at going to the theaters, so I think those count too. What are the 2 punches for this? I watched Marty Supreme in theaters, and then I watched People We Meet on Vacation, which is an Emily Henry book that I have read before, and that was also on my list. I really, 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 really hated that movie. It was really bad, and it was a complete travesty of the book. I didn't even think the book was that good, but now I think the book is good because the movie was so freaking awful. So yeah, but I want to also see what else is on my list. I want to watch Eternity, that rom-com. I want to watch... I need to make a notes app list for this. There were other ones, but I can't remember them right now. Okay, next card is new spots. And by this, I mean new neighborhood spots. So you can see I cut out this little finger pointing to a map, and then I do these little icons. They actually look really bad, so don't look at them closely. I just think that when I tried to like color in these icons I drew, the marker was like smudging the ballpoint pen, and so they're looking a bit fucked up. But I punched out this little cake at the bottom because my roommate and I went to this bakery near us that we've been meaning to go to. And this one, I think like when I move to a new neighborhood, I find like a few good spots, because obviously I like look up what cafes are nearby, but I'm really bad at like treating the neighborhood. How do I explain this? Treating my neighborhood like I'm a tourist. That sounds stupid, but like I feel like with a lot of other neighborhoods in New York, like I'll just like walk and wander and like walk into every little store, and I weirdly don't do that with this area. Like I just go to the same few cafes. This like really cute little gift shop thing opened near us, and I always pass it, but I'm like on the way somewhere, so I don't go in. I'm also kind of bad at trying restaurants near me, I guess because I really like mainly cook, and I only eat out if it's like to meet up with friends, like as a social thing. And with that, like we're usually going somewhere in Manhattan or somewhere closer to them. Like it's very rare that I'm like looking to eat out in my neighborhood, but I want to be better about that because there actually are some really good restaurants near me. I have tried some other new restaurants near me. I'm like wondering if I deserve another punch, but one of them I've already been to the other location, and the other one was last year, so I don't feel like I get credit for that. My reward for that, I didn't put a reward for this one. I need to think about that. But also, do I really need a reward? The reward is finding new spots in your neighborhood. Okay, this one says sleep before midnight. I have this little cloud in the middle and then these little stars. It also says sleep before midnight 3 times a week. A lot of these, it's like a little bit difficult. I think a better system, honestly, would be having a punch card for, how do I explain this? Like having a punch card for each instance, like getting to punch every time you floss or punch every time you go to the gym. But then it's like you would empty the punch card in like 1 week. And are you going to make a new punch card for every week? You know, so that's why a lot of these, my unit is like the whole week. It is more challenging, but I also think it's maybe more useful because like flossing 8 times in a month is like not impressive. You really want to be like flossing every day for a week, for 8 weeks. And then with this, like sleeping before midnight, obviously I can sleep before midnight for like at least 8 nights this year, hopefully. But sleeping before midnight, like 3+ times a week, feels more like a habit building thing. You know, like you have to do it repeatedly within a time frame. I'm just annoyed because I'm like realizing that my punch cards are kind of hard to complete. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the reward, oh, is I get to buy myself nice tea. I actually do have a lot of nice tea that my friends got me for the holidays. But my sleep schedule, okay. I used to kind of stand by the fact that like it was okay that I slept later and woke up later. That's less true now in the winter because the sun sets so early and I need to film, so I genuinely need to be waking up earlier. But when I got back from Asia and I was still jet lagged and I was waking up really early, I realized like it actually is so much better for my mental health. I don't know that it's that much better for my productivity, to be honest, because I am really productive in like the wee hours of the night. Like if I stay up late, I'm like getting a lot done from like 12 to 3 a.m. But that like morning period where like you wake up and you slept in later than you wanted to, and then like I feel like the more you slept in and the more you kind of feel bad about yourself, the harder it is to get out of bed. That whole process, even if it only takes like an hour or two, I feel like it really sets the tone for the day. And it makes the tone for the day like, damn, I'm a lazy piece of shit. And when I was waking up at like 6:30 a.m., it was like I was so spry and I was like up and out and I was like, you know, washing the dishes and cleaning my room and like doing all these tasks that I normally feel very sluggish about. And so even if it's like being awake for the same number of hours of the day and getting the same amount of work done, I feel like my kind of like mental narrative and mood was so much better when I was waking up earlier. And there's obviously like getting more sunlight, getting your vitamin D, matching your natural diurnal cycles or whatever. But it's so hard for me because there is no regular schedule to my work day. And if I wake up late, I will work later to make up for it. And then that cycle will just continue and I'll sleep later and wake up later and later. And I try to reset it, but then it kind of like the same cycle repeats. So I don't know if this is something that will be solved by the punch card. It kind of feels like it's going to take more than that, but we'll see. This next card is new recipes. Look how cute this one is. I put a little pasta in the middle and then around it I just drew little kitchen utensils. The kitchen utensils actually look really bad, so don't look at those up close. But I hate cooking. This is no secret. And I have like been realizing recently that the mental block is really just like trying a new recipe. There are a lot of new recipes where like I try it once, I'm like, oh, this actually isn't that hard. And then I can kind of like add it to my repertoire. But I'm just bad at taking the initiative to do it. I think part of this is the fact that I guess like my hatred for cooking overcomes my hatred for eating the same thing over and over again. I feel like my roommate, for example, really can't like eat the same meal a million times in a row and she gets sick of things. And I think that kind of like forces her to learn new recipes. But for me, like as much as I don't like eating the same thing over and over again, I'm like, I really don't want to try a new recipe. I don't know. I have such a mental block around like buying ingredients I've never bought before and using them. And every time I do it, I'm like, this was literally so easy. This tastes good. And then I start making it regularly. So it's just about like, if I just add new recipes to the rotation, I will keep making them. You know what I mean? As long as they're easy enough. So it's just a problem with a very easy solution that I'm not acting on. My friend Dao actually made me a really cute little, like we do like a stocking stuffer exchange thing in the new year where we like this friend group of 5 of us, we each give each person like a $20 to $25 gift. We feel like it's better than like doing formal Christmas gifts because they're like smaller things, but they're like still thoughtful. And then that way we're like all getting a gift or we're all getting 4 gifts. She made me like a little easy recipe book. So she just like listed different like New York Times recipes and stuff that are like really easy for me to try. So I definitely want to use that to get some punches off this card. Notice how there are no punches on it now. Next one. Wow, this one's kind of ugly. This one, definitely one of the later ones I made. This is drinking water for a week. I made the little punches, these kind of fugly water droplets. I've been trying to do that this week and I'm already failing. I don't drink water, but it's very much like within my control. It's not like, oh my God, it's so repulsive to me. It's just something that I have to remind myself to do. And I don't do it. I think part of the problem is some delusion about how little water I'm actually drinking, because I will drink like liquid IV sometimes, or like my protein powder. I drink a lot of tea. And because I'm like sipping on things throughout the day, I'm like, okay, like I'm consuming, liquids. But then the other day I actually drank like, the allotted amount of water you're supposed to drink a day. And I'm like, no, like I have to like actively set aside time to be like chugging this amount of water for me to hit this mark. It's not something I'm going to achieve passively, and I think I need to accept that. I really need to like treat it like a chore and just do it, and it's like totally within my power. And yeah, I just need to stop being a little fucking baby about it. But I've already been kind of flopping on this one. I just think it would have like so many benefits. Like obviously it's really good for your health. It's really good for your skin. I also feel like it'll probably like be good for my energy levels. I'm so on any regular day dehydrated. I can't explain how bad it is. It's really bad. This is another reason going to the gym is good for me, because when I go to the gym, I actually like chug like multiple bottles of water, and my body is like, oh my God, the drought is over. I think the unit for this one is just kind of hard because it's like 7 days of drinking enough water in a week. I guess I could have made it like 4+ days a week, but that feels stupid. Like I should just drink enough water every day, But then I'm like, did I make the goal like too hard for myself? ? Okay, last punch card. I actually like this one aesthetically. It says go out, and I have a disco ball in the middle, and then these little sparkles, except there should be one right here. I think it fell off. This is no secret. I'm a homebody. I love to hang out by myself. I don't crave human connection, whatever. If you want to hear more about that, you can listen to, was it my last episode? The one about whether I actually like being alone? I think so. I went through a phase, I think it was like 2023, maybe, when I first moved to New York, and I was going out a ton, and then it was like a goal of mine, because I was like, okay, I need to take advantage of the fact that I'm in New York and like hit the town. And then I was like, okay, hitting the town is like low-key kind of boring and repetitive. And then I just stopped going out, and then I just didn't for like multiple years. And now it's gone a bit out of hand. Like I legitimately think I average going out 0 to 1 times a year. And I don't think that's normal for like a 28-year-old living in New York. And obviously, like, if you don't like to do something, don't force yourself to do it. But I think there is something so cathartic about like going out dancing. Like, it's not really about getting drunk. I'm not like a really fun drunk. That's like a big reason I don't go out. I kind of act and feel the same. So I'm like, why am I like putting a carcinogen in my body and paying for it to feel the same, But it's definitely possible to like not get that drunk and just go out dancing and have fun. And I think the main reason I don't, like, I think I was going out a lot more when other people were making the plans and I just had to join. But I don't think there are a lot of like going out initiators in my friend group. So we kind of have to make a conscious decision for ourselves and start going, because we all say we want to ounce, and then we don't ounce because none of us make plans to ounce. But yeah, I want to check out spots, and I want to have like a different perspective about going out too. I feel like I kind of want not everything to go perfectly, but like I'm like, why is it's not worth it to like wait in the cold and pay cover and pay for these drinks if like the vibes aren't awesome and we're not going to be dancing all night, But you kind of have to find good spots by trying out new spots, and sometimes the vibes are a little bit off. And sometimes it's too busy and you have to wait in line, or sometimes it's too crowded, or it's kind of empty. And that's okay. But I think just treating it like any other social thing where it's like you're with people you like and it will be fun regardless. And it's okay if it's not like the best night ever. I don't know. It's just really hard for me because I'm like, there's so many variables that go into having a good night out. Whereas if you just came over to my living room, we would 100% have fun. So why am I taking chances, Okay, clearly I'm arguing my own commitment to this goal. I'm not trying to like become, a crazy going out lady, but I need to go out. And this doesn't literally just mean like going to the club. It can also just mean like getting drinks. I think my definition was going out or getting drinks after the happy hour time period, because I don't think I can give myself credit for like a 4 p.m. glass of wine. But anything after that, I'm going to say it counts. And then once I do that, I think it was supposed to be 6 times It's 5 right now because that sparkle's missing. My reward is my reward is hella oysters. I love oysters, and I always say I can't imagine ever eating my fill of oysters because like they are expensive, and I just think salty, briny water is like so addictive. I genuinely think I could eat 50 oysters and feel nothing. So I'm not paying for myself to eat as many oysters as I want. That sounds kind of hard, but I'm gonna go to happy hour and let myself have quite a few oysters. Oh wait, I didn't tell you what my reward was for drinking water. Cafe Panna hot chocolate. Okay, I feel like this reward is not really proportional to drinking water for 6 whole weeks. Maybe every week that I drink my full allotment of water, I can go get a bevy I want. So it can be the Cafe Panna hot chocolate, or it can be Haiti, just like a fun bevy. By the way, the reason I specifically say the Cafe Panna hot chocolate, if you don't know, Cafe Panna is like this ice cream place in New York that like is really viral or really popular or whatever. It is really fucking good. But their hot chocolate is so good. I feel like hot chocolate, it's either like too rich and like chocolate syrupy where you like have a few sips and you're like, okay, I don't want this anymore, or it's kind of watery. But their hot chocolate is somehow like really rich but still really drinkable. Like it has a strong chocolate flavor and it's like milky without being like too much. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a goated hot chocolate and I've really been craving it. So I better start drinking water. Those are all my punch cards, but let me look at the ones that I didn't make punch cards for because I got too lazy. Okay, one was books. I didn't make this one because I actually think I'm pretty good about reading books, but I just read like random books that are available in audiobook format on Libby. I've been reading a bunch of like mystery novels and they're really fun and they're really easy to listen to, but I want to like read books that will actually be more educational to me, so maybe I should make a punch card for that. I just don't know what to make the reward. Originally I put like an Audible subscription, but they don't even have like a subscription anymore. You have to like basically buy the books, which I'm kind of like on. I guess I could maybe pay for like the Spotify audiobook thing. Then winter walks. I didn't make that one just because I don't know. I feel like I'm putting enough energy into going to the gym. It would be nice though, because I feel like it's always like, oh, it's so cold, it's too cold to be outside. But the thing about like winter is if you just bundle up properly, it is pleasant to be outside and walk, like if you wear enough. The reason I'm always struggling and freezing is because I'm going somewhere and I'm going to be hopping on the subway and they keep the subway too fucking warm in the winter in New York. So then I'm like sweating on the subway and then I get to the bar and I don't want to have like a hat and gloves and a scarf and like a jacket and a sweater and then like where the fuck do you put them in the bar? I don't know why I say bar because I just said I don't go out, but this hypothetical bar that I'm at, and it's like so overstimulating. But I do think it's fun to like bundle up and just commit to being outside and walking. I also heat up a lot when I walk, so I don't think the weather is really a good excuse. And the reward I put for that was new socks. I know that sounds dumb, but I've been seeing a lot of outfits that look cool because it's like a cool colored sock, like you wear like a red sweater and a red sock, you know? And so I think it'd be fun to get some colored socks. Oh, the reward for new spots in the neighborhood, I forgot to write it on there, is a day trip. I really want to go to Cold Spring. I've been to Beacon a few times, but I haven't been to Cold Spring. And I think that could be really cute. Oh, clean. It must be something about this building, I swear, because like, I don't know, it's confusing because isn't dust supposed to be like your skin and hair cells? Like I'm like, is my body decaying in 2x speed? Because legit, I can like wipe down my mirror and the next day there will be a layer of dust on it. And I'm like, how is this humanly possible? And so I just need to get more in the habit of like vacuuming and like dusting things. But it's just like annoying because I'm like, how is my room dirtying itself so fast? I had one for phone screen time under 4 hours. I actually don't think I'm that bad with this, with like scrolling. I feel like I only scroll if there's like a task I'm really avoiding doing. But normally, I think also because scrolling can kind of make me spiral as a creator and like trigger me about things I'm not doing for work. So it's not as like pure of a dopamine hit as it is maybe for other people. But I would like to keep my screen time down. I definitely still, like yesterday when I got back from the gym and I was just like bed rotting, that's when I build up the screen time. But my screen time is actually lower than a lot of my friends who have corporate jobs. Like I think I'm pretty good about the phone thing, all things considered. The only other one I didn't do was hosting, but that was more my roommate's idea. I guess we could host more. I don't know. I don't want to. I love having people come over, but I'm not like a hostess with the mostest where like I plan things and I like I buy materials and I like make decorations and stuff. But the reward for that was going to be like a new home decor or like glassware item, which I guess would be fun. But yeah, those are my 2026 punch cards, my new habits I'm trying to build. I thought it'd be fun to make this because then I can come back at the end of the year and talk about how I did, or maybe not talk about it if the results are really sad and disappointing. I do think like having the physicality of these punch cards and creating like a very clear incentivized system is helpful. It's not even so much about the incentives. It's not like I'm like, you know, not able to get Cafe Pana hot chocolate anytime I want. But I think it's just more about having the system in my mind and like telling myself like, no, you can't go thrifting until you actually, you know, work on styling the pieces you have. I don't know. I'm very good at being strict with myself. So now that I have the system, I am being quite strict with myself. And yeah, I haven't been drinking water, but I have been flossing and I have been wearing my contacts and I have been going to the gym. So far it's kind of working. If it does keep working, I think I will just make like an ugly version of these punch cards. Or I also think a lot of these punch cards, I could like punch them twice, like just do another punch next to the punch, but still use it because I'm not trying to like make these fucking collages every month. Anyway, hopefully that gives you some inspo for either your own punch cards or habits to try and build in 2026. Let me know in the comments what you guys are trying to work on this year. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.
You left the kitchen light on, then